This woman has to make the choice to marry a handsome man with money and whom she's already engaged to, or leave it all to be with the one she truly loved, the love of her youth, whom she met one day at a fair. His name is Noah. That day when he saw Ali, he was struck, asks her to dance, and she says no, but he won't quit, so he decides to do something crazy. He runs, climbs the Ferris wheel, and hangs from it, threatening that if she won't go out with him, he'll let go from the pressure. She agrees to go out, and Ali sees that he's a good man, so she wants to get to know him more. It was summer, so they had plenty of free time. They start having lots of adventures and quickly become very close. And love arrives fast. Many times time itself isn't what matters, but the person. It's not about counting the years, it's about the connection. But there was a big problem. Ali's mother. I didn't say it, but this girl came from a very wealthy and high-status family. And Ali's mum didn't like at all the idea of her daughter dating a nobody. And this showed up more than once, like when Noah went to a gathering with Ali's family. Everyone there was talking about business and money until they asked Noah what he did. He said he worked at a lumber mill, and the whole table went silent. And to make it worse, one guy asked how much he earned, to which he replies he makes 40 cents an hour. After that silence, they just keep eating. And this is when the mother's cruelty shows up. First, she tells them they look good together and that their relationship seems serious. She gives them compliments, just to then say that when summer ends, Ali will go study in New York, which is hundreds of miles away, subtly hinting they'll have to break up. Our couple doesn't care much and decide to make the most of their time together, laughing and loving each other while time allows. From afar, they are watched by Ali's parents, who dismiss the whole relationship, saying it's just a summer love. But all this rejection from her mum hides a secret Anne has never told her daughter. One night, Noah takes Ali to an old house by the lake. She likes it, and he tells her that someday he'll fix it up so they can build a life there together. They spend time talking and doing other things. It gets late. When they arrive at her home, Ali's parents are furious because they thought something bad had happened to their daughter. All this causes a fight where they say very, very hurtful things about Noah, who, even from afar, hears them just as he was leaving Ali's house. She arrives. They start arguing since he's always felt less for not giving her stability. The fight escalates so much that they break up. The next day, Ali leaves town without saying goodbye, without apologising, and without a final farewell. Noah is devastated. He writes her letters every day for a year, 365 letters telling her his life, and saying he still loves her. But Ali never gets these letters. Not even one. Not because she didn't want to or was mad at him, but because her mother hides them so her daughter can forget him completely. As he never gets an answer, he gives up and decides to move on. But just when things seem to improve, something happens that changes their fate forever. World War II breaks out, so Ali joins the army as a nurse. I find it interesting how they both live through the same historical event in such different ways. Noah is sent to the front lines, living in terrible conditions, and while heading to a target, they get bombed by enemy planes. He's lucky and survives unharmed, but his best friend isn't. He's hit by a bomb and dies. On the other hand, Ali, while caring for the wounded, meets a soldier who asks her out. At first she says no, but once he recovers he asks again, and she says yes. This soldier is named Lon, and he's the opposite of Noah. He comes from a wealthy family, he's sophisticated and well-mannered, and Ali falls for him quickly, not just for his looks and money, but also for his sweet and funny personality. They go to the movies, the theatre, and even horseback riding. Little by little, Noah fades into just a memory, and this love becomes official when one night Lon proposes and she, happy, says yes. Meanwhile, our worn-out Noah finally returns home after the war, where his dad greets him with big news. He tells Noah that he sold his own house to buy the lake house, Noah's dream home, the very house he once promised Rachel to fix so they could build a life together. Definitely, a house with deep emotional meaning for Noah. So father and son get to work and begin remodeling the old place. But first there's paperwork. When Noah heads to town for the documents, fate strikes. It takes him a while to realise what's happening, and without thinking, he tells the driver to stop the bus. When the driver doesn't, Noah jumps off and starts running after the girl, crossing streets and dodging cars, but he loses sight of her. He pauses a moment, looks through a window, and there she is, beautiful as he remembered, but his heart shatters when he sees her walk to a table and kiss her fiancé. And not just a kiss, she looks truly in love. And just like that, all hope of being with her again is crushed. He's left in pieces, and to hurt his tired heart even more, Noah's father passes away. Now this house is all he has left. He starts fixing it up for months, becoming almost obsessed with it. But deep down, he believed that maybe, just maybe, if he restored the old house like they planned that night, it would somehow bring her back to him. And he wasn't too far off, because the house turned out so beautiful it made the news and appeared in the paper. That same paper ended up in Ali's hands while she was trying on wedding dresses. In fact, the mix of emotions hits so hard that when she sees it, she faints. Overwhelmed with curiosity, she decides to go look for Noah. When she arrives, she's amazed by the house. As she hears the engine, he doesn't come out. And when he sees her, he's stunned, Since Noah doesn't say a word, she tries to leave, but crashes into a ditch and her car stalls. He walks over and, calmer now, invites her in. They talk, she tells him about her wedding, and they remember old times. But little by little, we can see a small flame starting to reignite, so much that they agree to see each other again the next day. Clearly, this event stirs up a whirlwind in Ali. Even when she returns to her hotel, she talks to her fiancé, but in a strange, distant way, and all those mixed feelings are about to burst because the next day, they meet again and go for a romantic boat ride. It starts to rain, so they head back, and on the way Noah confronts Ali, asking why she never wrote. "You still love me, but now it's too late, right?" Noah answers, telling her he wrote every single day for a year, and that he never stopped loving her. And then this happens. And well, lots of kissing, lots of love, and things go where they need to go. But once again, Ali's mother shows up, furious, and takes her away from the house to tell her the truth. They arrive, and she points at a man. She shares that when she was her age, she fell madly in love with him, but her parents didn't approve. She tells it with a very nostalgic tone, admitting that she sometimes visits that spot, wondering how different life could have been. Then they leave and go back to Noah's. As Ali steps out of the car, her mother hands her all the letters she never delivered and says, "I hope you make the right decision." Ali turns to Noah, who asks what she's going to do, and she replies, "I don't know." That answer enrages him because losing her again would destroy him. They start arguing, and he says something truly powerful. Stop thinking about what your fiancé wants, what I want, or what your parents want, and start thinking about what you want. So often we do what others expect from us, what others say we should do, but that's living an inauthentic life. It's a recipe for living an unhappy life. She leaves, but those words stay in her mind. After that, she talks with her fiancé, and once she sorts out her thoughts, she returns, with her bags, to the lake house. She comes back to Noah, but this story doesn't end there. The entire tale has been told by future Noah to Ali, because she has Alzheimer's. They live together in a nursing home, and she no longer remembers him. She doesn't remember how they met, not even their children. But despite all this, he stays by her side. We see she has moments of clarity, where she realizes what's happening, where she recognizes this is her story. Moments where she becomes herself again, where they can call each other love and treat each other gently. But those are just that, brief moments that come and go, and then she forgets again. Forgets who he is and all that they lived. And when that happens, we see he doesn't break. It's a story with a sad ending, but the love he has for her is infinite, and the pain of illness is nothing compared to the joy of having shared, of having lived the greatest and most beautiful thing in life. Pain does not compare to the joy of having loved.